Hello and welcome to SpaceEngine Exploration. So, I have a brand new computer. It's been a while since I've actually had a full system upgrade. But I built it mostly from the ground up. I'm still using the same drives and power supply and stuff that you don't really need to bother replacing, but I'm on a completely new CPU platform. I'm using the Ryzen 1700, not overclocked currently. I do have the memory overclocked a little bit. And I'm hoping that the current overclock is more stable than the previous one. I kind of toned it down a little bit. And I'm also hoping the music isn't too loud because, well, I kind of just set up OBS and did like a quick test recording. And then I did a failed recording. Now I'm doing this recording, so hopefully it works fine. But yeah, I'm hoping this new system performs well. It does get a little bit laggy around the central black holes if you speed up time a little bit, but it's perfectly fine. Totally manageable. And this is a beast of a CPU. The CPU kind of gets a little bit lower FPS in games, but it can do a lot more at once. Like I did a 1080p 60 on CPU recording, not recording, but I was doing like a test recording while running games like Grand Theft Auto 5 in the background, and it was running flawlessly. Barely any frame drop. It is a monster of a CPU when it comes to these kind of tasks. And I'm hoping what it means is I could do things like edit a video while edit a video while I'm doing things like playing a game or running a Universe Sandbox 2 simulation. Things like that lets me multitask better. I didn't know this Nebula was next to the place where you start in this game. There's this system here. You got like a gas giant, and then there's like a little gas giant moon. I didn't know the Cat's Eye Nebula was over here. That's pretty interesting. Looking at a kind of different angle than expected, but isn't there like Cat's Halo and then Cat's Eye Nebula? Oh, I have motion blur on. I never turn motion blur on. Never really a big fan of the I mean, it looks cool when you're warping forward like this, but when you're doing things like this, it looks awful. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the motion blur in this game. Let's go ahead and turn that off. And there we go. Yeah, I like this much more. Let's go ahead and pause time. And it runs pretty smooth. I'm not really having any frame rate issues. I am recording at 30 FPS, like I've been for a lot of my more recent videos. I kind of bumped it down from 60 FPS to 30 FPS because, well, I haven't really heard anyone complain, and it's like half the render time. Where's the black hole? Oh, there it is. And yeah, just overall, I think it's better for people who have like worse internet too, because YouTube doesn't really give you the option to toggle between frame rates. But I know some people want to watch videos in like 1080p, for example, but they can't really watch them because maybe their internet connection or their CPU doesn't really keep up or something like that, and they can't just switch to 30 FPS. They have to drop it down to like 720p or even 480p if they want to go 30 FPS. Actually, I think 720p even also has 60 FPS. So it's not really a big deal. I haven't really, nobody's commented on it yet, so I'm just gonna keep sticking with the 30 FPS recordings. Anyways, before I get too sidetracked here, let's go ahead and get started on the first suggestion. So the first suggestion I see here comes from Penembak Noir. Penembak Noir. I think that's how that's pronounced. That's a difficult name to pronounce. Based on the ID, is there a description? It is a gas giant with rings. Oh, I also bought a new art tablet, one from Wacom, the Wacom Bamboo Splash. It was a good price, and yeah, I tested it out, and it's so much better than the crappy, cheap one that I bought for like $30. The software is just so much better. The drivers don't have nearly as many issues. And it just seems like it has way less latency, and the tip of the stylus is more firm, so I could really like manage pressure sensitivity a lot better with this one. compared to the other where I couldn't really do a good transition between like a thin line and a thick line, for example, which made things like, let's say, the fur on that fox that I drew for the previous animated video I did so much more difficult to actually do. So I'm really happy with this tablet so far. Has a much bigger drawing surface, so makes that a lot easier to manage. And like I said, mainly the drivers. I had so many issues with the previous tablet drivers, the Huion, whatever the hell it was, like CT420 or whatever it was called. That thing was awful. Do not buy those Huion tablets, they're terrible. Definitely stick to a name brand like Wacom. We have a coffee gas giant here with big purple rings in the Milky Way galaxy. And there's the parenting star. I can only assume it's something like a... wait, that is 2 stars, I do believe. Yes, we have binary stars, and they look like... it's going to say yellow dwarfs. That one's a yellow dwarf. That's a white subgiant. Pretty cool, and we're looking at them through the rings right now. And this gas giant has big, vibrant purple and pinkish rings, it looks like. Features nearby. Are we near the sun? We got a square-shaped nebula over there. There's a globular cluster. Is it a random one? It's a random cluster. So that square-shaped nebula seems to be the only feature around here. We got another, what looks like open type cluster over here. It's a galaxy. It's a dwarf galaxy. Small dwarf galaxy just orbiting around the Milky Way, it looks like. A lot of stars here. Could be a remnant of a prior galaxy collision, potentially. Let's go ahead and go to that central black hole. Ooh, that is bright. And we're stuck inside. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Rainbow Kun. Make sure I copy this correctly. And here we go. Ooh, in the large Magellanic Cloud, we have a brown gas giant. Let's read the description. I found this really cool object. It's a moon, but it's a gas giant moon. As in, it isn't a binary orbit. This is a gas giant legitimately orbits around another gas giant as a moon. Where is the host gas giant? Or the parent. There it is. So let's go ahead and double check and ensure this is a moon. Oh, that definitely is. That is way smaller. Yeah, it is definitely a little gas giant moon. There was one at the beginning of this episode where we first started in SpaceEngine, which that little system that I started in at the beginning of the episode is the same one you always start in for this game. Anyways, pretty cool. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Andromeda. Let's get rid of that question mark there. And here we go. So field of view correct. And there we go, there's IC1101. So it looks like we have a cluster of like desert worlds, I can only assume. We're in the light bending radius of IC1101. You can kind of tell by the see like this star up in the top right corner here, it's kind of square shaped. That's like a remnant of the post-processing effect that causes like the light bending in this game. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and speed up time and just kind of get IC1101 rotating a little bit. This is like the second or third time Andromeda's posted a suggestion around IC1101. The planets around here are pretty cool just because of this monster right here. Here we go, we got time moving. Oh, and look at that, you can see a bunch of small asteroids from this gas giant orbiting around. That's pretty neat. And, yeah, it looks like this accretion disk spins quite a bit before you actually get a year around the system. Very nice. So let's go ahead and halt time, set it to default, and let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from the interstellar storm, 4180. Okay, that's right. I did visit this one in the last recording. This is A2, not S2, by the way. So it is a tempered terra with life. It's in the kind of galactic collision that interstellar storm always suggests in. And we have 2 stars. So his description is a yellow belly terra with a very hazy atmosphere. Try navigating at the surface, kind of difficult. Ooh, and it's got like a purple sunset on my screen. I don't know, my TV's terrible yellows, so who knows what color this planet is. I assume yellow, but it looks almost greenish on mine. Has a lot of yellow, but it's like a yellow lime green kind of color. You got some pointy hills, because it is a terra, so it has like the erosion effect unlike the deserts usually have. So we're in like kind of a canyon like mountain terrain, I guess. There's some erosion right there. Go ahead and fly up. So navigating this, I could see being very difficult, mainly if you don't have landmarks like these mountains in the background. It's kind of noisy on this planet. I don't know if you guys can see the grain effect, but I think that's mostly just my terrible screen. That is one thing I did not replace, was the screen on my computer. Anyways, he says to go to the sunset and get the 2 stars. Cross over each other. Eclipse each other. Just lost track of the stars. I think that's one of them. I can kind of see the lens flare. What's that? Is that the other star? Yes, it is. So let's go ahead and just hit play. Those aren't the stars. No, there's a 3rd star, I think, in this system. There they are. And let's go to the sunset, and let's see if we can... There we go. So we have the 2 stars. They just eclipsed each other right there. There we go. You can see the eclipse. The red star, I think, is blocking out the much brighter yellow star in the background. Did I just crash the game? No, but I did make it lag by zooming in, because I started rendering terrain on the star, of course. And occasionally, I think, I had it in the last recording, but if I get on the right axis, we could also get a planetary eclipse as well. Oh, there it was. Where is it? There it is. There we go. So we have 2 stars about to eclipse each other, and a lunar eclipse as well, or whatever that moon would be called. Oh, and look at that, it even has like a red hue as well. Creepy. Oh, look at that, you can see the star just peeking past the mountains of that moon right there. Very neat. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Deck Bureau, which, by the way, the timestamp is right here if you want to visit this suggestion at this time to witness this event. Bureau does not have a description on this suggestion. And there is a question mark right there. There we go. We have a cold ice world. Just readjust my microphone here. Ice world, kind of a purplish atmosphere, yellow clouds, and we are in an elliptical type galaxy, it looks like. And again, we have, it looks like 2 suns, I think? No. Looks like just a red dwarf, but that looks very cool when you zoom in. Kind of get a detail of the planets and stuff. Very neat. I do also intend to reorganize my desk. This is kind of irrelevant to you guys, but I want to get the keyboard further away from the microphone, because I think that would just be beneficial to all of us. To not hear my keyboard clacking away. I am using the quiet keyboard though, not using my mechanical one. So is there anything specific that we should be viewing on this planet? We have some small rings of what looks like kind of a slightly purplish color. And it looks like we have a bunch of asteroid moons. 10 of them, in fact. So what galaxy is this? Is this cataloged? Oh, it's Quasar. Kind of neat. We won't be able to actually witness the Quasar event happening, but it's a Quasar galaxy. Very cool. I really hope they add like gamma ray jets or something to the Quasar galaxies, or just make them significantly brighter. Oh, that is pretty bright actually. That is a very bright galaxy. Okay, I guess they have the brightness down for that one, that's for sure. But these other bright ones are not quasars. These are just galaxies. Huh. Oh, I guess that's a quasar right there too. Oh, but this one's a spiral type galaxy. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Sodi. It has beautiful colors with enormous volcanoes, but most importantly, vibrant blue rings near the edge of the ice caps. It also has some glitched volcanoes. Okay. So the volcanoes in this game, just by nature, are enormous. I don't think that's just limited to one planet. They're pretty big. Like this one's 12 kilometers tall. As you can see there, looking at the sea altitude, which is this right number right here. So yeah, it's a very, very tall volcano. And they're all like this. Some of them get down to like 4 kilometers, but for the most part, they're just absurdly tall usually. That's a small one on the scale of this game. Blue ice caps, blue rings around the ice caps. You mean like planet rings? I don't see any rings around this planet. There's the parenting stars. There's the planet again. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. So it has like these cool little neon, whatever you'd call it. Ice? I assume this is ice. It's going to get closer. Yeah, it's the ice texture. So that's like the ice, and then you have the snow on top. I wonder why it's glowing. It's like fluorescent. That's so weird. But it's a very cool looking effect. I can stop smashing into this hill here. And we have this faint blue atmosphere as well. Very cool. And is there anything else that I need to visit on this planet? Nothing else really in the description. It's kind of got this rusty red color, and its primary atmospheric composition is nitrogen. What's going on over here? Why is this so light? Oh, it's a reflection of the stars. Very cool suggestion, and very cool fluorescent ice on this world. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Gaming Storm Bruh, which is vibrative on a second account. Let's go ahead and copy this ID here and paste it in. And here we go. Okay, so we have an orange Terra with life, warm. with a temperature of, where is the temperature? 50 degrees Celsius, a very, very warm Terra. Quite hot on this side and quite cold on this side, judging by the giant polar caps take up one side of the planet. Let's see how tall this volcano is. As, judging by that altitude currently, it is a freakishly tall volcano. Yeah, this one is 24 kilometers high. Crazy. The life on this planet is not visible since it is marine-based life. Not terrestrial, so we will not be able to see it on the surface. But let's get a view of these crazy stars. This is a red dwarf, it looks like. It certainly is. So it's orbiting around a red dwarf. This planet is probably being pelted with tons and tons and tons of radiation from that star. Because red dwarfs are incredibly active. And we are orbiting above a spiral galaxy. I think that's the central cluster right there. It certainly is. And we're sitting next to a globular cluster. And here is the auroras caused by the magnetosphere, which are nice and bright. I can only assume from the crazy radiation that is getting hit with from this star right here. And potentially that star over there, which is another red dwarf. In fact, it's two red dwarfs. Very neat. Go ahead and just zoom out and hit play and watch the storm rotate around the planet. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion. There we go. And let's go. Music isn't that loud. Let me go ahead and correct this a little bit. Okay. Just checking the audio peaks. Looking good. Music's about half the volume of my voice. I should be loud and clear. The music should not be drowning me out. Okay, so let's go ahead and halt time real quick. This is a suggestion from Danubi Ball. And this is a Titan orbiting around a brown dwarf. It has unicellular, marine, and terrestrial life, which are actually pretty rare. There's also another tidally locked Titan closer to the brown dwarf. Tidally locked Titan. See the brown dwarf. Is that the brown dwarf? No. Brown dwarfs wouldn't have diffraction spikes. So I can only assume the brown dwarf is pretty close by. Let's go ahead and land on this. So this does have terrestrial life. Are we going to be able to see it? It's not subglacial. I've yet to see it so far. That might be it. Closer to the beaches. Okay, those are some rocks. That looks like more rocks. Is that life? Are we seeing life? No, it looks like more rocks. Oh wait, is that life? Life? Life, right? Oh, water. Are you life? No, that's not life. Oh, I can't seem to find life on this planet. Even though it does have terrestrial life, apparently. But it's just nowhere to be found, unless this is life. Is this life? Nope, looks like more rocks. What about this blue stuff? The blue stuff might be life. I can't really tell. Go to like one of these bigger patches of this blue stuff. Hey, that looks like life. We found life. Huzzah. Orbiting around a brown dwarf. Let's see if we can find that brown dwarf that it is supposedly orbiting around. There's a brown dwarf over there. Or just a very, very large gas giant. Whatever perspective you look at it, it has these crazy pink auroras on it. Very cool. And I think we can go into the atmosphere. Oh, we certainly can, and that is trippy looking. So we should have another Titan very close to it. And it is certainly tidally locked. Is it gonna have like some crazy storm on it? Just might. Let's go ahead and turn up the ambient lighting. Oh, it is a Titan with a tidally locked storm on it, like a... I can't say I've seen that before. That is definitely a first for this game. Look at how crazy that looks. Dark side of the planet. That is very neat. I just kind of wanted to watch that sunrise over a tidally locked storm. Not something you usually get to see in this game. There it is with the actual lighting. Let's see the sunset real quick. Speed it up a little bit faster. Very neat. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Laws X. It is a lime green Terra on the edge of the Milky Way. Clear this out. And here we go. Same galaxy. That mic bump though. Okay, so we have some bright detailed clouds, it looks like. And what looks like purplish water. Go right into this atmosphere. The atmosphere looks kind of reddish. This doesn't look lime green at all, really. It's kind of a yellow color on my screen. But my screen has deceived me before, so... No, but the water is certainly blue. Lime green. This doesn't look lime green at all, really. And it's on the edge of the Milky Way. Wow, it gives the Milky Way a really blue appearance when you look at it from this angle. A neat view of the Milky Way. I can't say I've actually visited a planet that has this kind of perspective on the Milky Way, but of course if we flip the camera over, now it looks like we're above the Milky Way. Oh, very neat. It's amazing how perspective just totally changes everything. It's like we're on the underside of the Milky Way, but if we just go ahead and go to the other side of the planet real quick, we're on top of the Milky Way. Oh, 3D space. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion. Another suggestion for the Eskimo Nebula from Prathamish Pradeshi. that's how that's pronounced. I am awful with names, and I do apologize. Without the question mark. And here we go, it is a planetary nebula. I really want to say we've visited this like in the last episode or something. I'm sure we've been to this very recently. We have two like gas plumes, and we have like some matter being ejected on the outside here. There should be something like a white dwarf or a neutron star or a black hole or whatever in the center, but it's just not there. This game hopefully will be adding things like that to the center of these nebulas, hopefully. That'd be pretty cool. Reminds me of over here, we have the Carina Nebula. Over here at this super bright object, we have this Wolf Riot Star. And it's also got a very, very similar looking plume as well. Very neat. So let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from River for You, and it's a planetary mass object. And here we go. You see Pleiades over there in the background. Okay, so it is a Plan Nemo. But I'll show you a cool trick. Just turn up the ambient lighting and we can see that is a Selena. Actually, it's a frozen ice world. Nitrogen, very, very cold, and no stars to be found that it is orbiting around. A lone, cold, little ice ball. Out just orbiting freely in the Milky Way. Probably ejected in an early solar system, who knows. But it does have a diameter of 2,400 kilometers, so that makes it roughly Mercury size, I think. Put Mercury for comparison. I think that makes it about Mercury sized. Oops, there we go. No, Mercury is about twice the size of it, so I guess... Oh, that looks cool when you turn on the ambient lighting like that. So what's that make it? Roughly Pluto size? Like a little Pluto planet? Oh yeah, it's roughly Pluto size, so it's like a Pluto-sized ice ball just sitting out there. Pluto is really, really dark when you do not have, or when you have real planet brightness enabled. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Spudtato. If I can get this ID to copy. And here we go. I am seeing some dark rings. Let's go ahead and halt time real quick. This frozen ice planet is very orange and rusty, has a lot of disco craters, and it's on top of a coffee brown. Or it also has a coffee brown pink. What? Oh wait, the rings are coffee brown hot pink. Well, I think it's orbiting a star. Yeah, it is a planet. So let's go ahead and just turn off real planet brightness. There we go. It has a lot of disco craters, and there's the rings. So it's a very, very dark planet, very, very far from its star. But once we turn off that real planet brightness, we can get an idea of its true beauty. Look at all those craters. I swear this is like more detailed than it used to be. I don't know if it's just my video settings or something with my new computer, but for some reason these planets seem to be like a lot sharper and just cooler looking. That, or I'm just tripping. Bit of a bug in the texture there, got like a seam going on. And a very detailed and cool looking bumpy surface. Look at those rings. There's the parenting galaxy, which is NGC 155 or 1566. It's really cool blue spiral galaxy. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion. Oh, and thank you for commenting on the new channel art. Yeah, I kind of wanted something that just looked a little bit more cleaner than the last one. Last one just looked like a screenshot from SpaceEngine. This one's still a screenshot from SpaceEngine, but I think it's really cool, the, I guess, sunset effect when you look at it from the dark side of Earth. I do change my channel art pretty frequently, though. Mostly just messing around. Okay, I thought I still had ambient lighting on. No, it's got 2 stars illuminating it. But it's also tidally locked, so it has like this orange side, and this is pretty cool. Okay, so this is probably the most amazing tidally locked planet I've seen yet. It is even mostly illuminated on the backside by the 2nd star of the system, at least during the time I have viewed. Yeah, same time, I guess, or similar time. I can also see that the other half is illuminated. Let's go ahead and go right here, so if we can see correctly, we have 1 star in that direction. And not quite, there we go. So if we were on a hill, we'd be able to see both stars in both directions. Both of them are 2 different colored stars too, so this one has like a more redder hue, and this one's more like a bluish white hue. Very cool. But it makes the storm look very neat. Gives it like this white foggy appearance. It looks very just unnatural. Very cool effect. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Milky Way. I'm just awful with names. The worst. And the suggestion's also not loading. Yeah, 411 doesn't show up. We got 412. But it was a red dwarf system that they were suggesting, according to their comment. Which, GJ, I guess, is Gliese, perhaps? Gliese? I think it's Gliese. And, yeah, these don't normally spawn planets around them. So, perhaps it was a system that we possibly discovered already? Like a planet possibly orbiting around this star, GJ 411. This one's 12, but not cataloged. I don't know. But unfortunately I cannot view it because it doesn't appear to be in the game. This next suggestion is from someone named Deleted Videos from YouTube. Go ahead and paste it in. And here we go, it is a white dwarf. I haven't seen one of these in a while. Oh, and it's got an accretion disk. Probably because, oh, it's orbiting around the black hole of this galaxy. I've shown this before. Galaxies, the black holes in the center, like almost always have a white dwarf, and a lot of them have accretion disks. There's like 3 or 4 of them orbiting IC 1101, white dwarfs with accretion disks, but they're pretty cool. And they have a much trippier looking effect than the standard accretion disk you'd see. And if we go to exposure, I think we could turn this down and see the texture effect white dwarfs have. Yeah, there we go. Whoops, slammed right into it. So these white dwarfs do have textures in the game. I don't think they have atmospheres, though. Here I am landed on it. Can we see the, oh, there's the black hole. That is very ominous looking. Oh, but it's still kind of a red tint on the backside there. Oh, until we get around it. Yeah, very trippy looking black hole. And standard lighting. Oh, not only that, it's a quasar. Let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which Spudtato did mention it was a quasar in the comment, so that's cool. I didn't notice that until I clicked on it. That's my phone going off informing me that Cody's Lab has uploaded a video. I haven't watched any of his videos in a while. I should definitely get on that. Okay, so this next suggestion is from Namikaze, and it is a beautiful blue Terra with a 90% ESI and a cool looking little shadow on its rings, and it has two parenting stars it looks like. So we are illuminated on two sides. This side has a ring shadow, but it kind of fades off into the starlight over here. So if we land here, we can see this star, and then we should be able to potentially, if we could land in the right section, right here, see that star in the rings and that star up there in the sky. Very cool. That one is nowhere near as bright as that one though, so it doesn't get the cool atmospheric effects, I guess you would say. But there it is, setting over there. The bright ring straight above us. You can kind of see that this side's darker than that side that we can visibly see over there. Got a bright moon. Is that a moon? Or is this like a dual planetary system? That's hard to tell. Let's correct our field of view. Oh, that is a moon. It has like a little desert moon, it looks like. No, it's a small Terra moon. That's pretty cool. Very cool suggestion. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion. I just wanted to answer this question. Somebody asked if I make ad money on these videos. I do. It's not really a lot, but it does pay for things like the microphone arms, stuff like that. The equipment that I use to make these videos, like I did sell my laptop to be able to afford this new PC upgrade, but I wouldn't have been able to completely afford it if I wasn't making ad revenue from these videos. But it's not really a lot, and it's certainly nowhere near enough to really make a living off of. And more recently, my ad revenue has gone down, so yeah, I am going to keep the ads on the videos, but I don't know. It's no secret that people make money on YouTube videos, so I guess that. And it pays for food sometimes, and eating is nice, being able to survive. Yeah, that's pretty good. But no, I could probably get a minimum wage job that pays like three or four-fold what I make monthly on YouTube. But it is a cool little bit of change. A lot of the money I do make on YouTube, I do reinvest into the channel. Like I just paid for this tablet, for example, with money that I made from these videos. And it's just very nice that it kind of pays for itself, and that I'm no longer really just not reinvesting, but you know, paying money directly out of pocket for the YouTube expenses. But things like the computer and stuff, yeah, that was kind of costly, and that was directly from pocket. But it's very nice. If you guys have issues with the advertisements, I mean, freely use ad block all you want. I personally do not mind, but you know, people who turn it off, I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, if you have a problem with ads, just use ad block for really all I care. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Sharfe Limo? Sheriff Limo? It's a smoothie planet. Your smoothie planet crashed my game. First crash on the new system. Honestly, it's kind of partially reassuring that it's SpaceEngine crashing and not just like my previous system. Apparently the suggestion is not working though, unfortunately. Let's try it without the... Okay. See if we can find that smoothie planet. Was it this one? This ice giant right here? Kinda makes me want a slushie though. Not gonna lie. Oh, this might be it. This cold titan over here. gas giant. I'm pretty sure it was the gas giant he was mentioning, not that one. I could be wrong. I don't know. His ID has 6 in it. Maybe it's on a different version of SpaceEngine, and I'm just getting a completely different set of planets. Not really too sure, but his ID did not load. Wasn't this one. This is like a damn near Plan Nemo. Okay, so this next suggestion from Squiffy Abyss 000 did not load, unfortunately. I'll try it without. No, that suggestion is not loading either. He said it was a close planetary system, but unfortunately the ID doesn't work. So make sure you're on the latest version of SpaceEngine, which is 0.9.8.0. I do not have 9.8.1, unfortunately, as of yet. And I will definitely pick it up immediately once it comes out. I don't know if it's going to be free or if it's going to be like a Steam paid copy or something, but regardless, either way, I'll definitely be sure to pick it up if I can. If I had the money at the time, really. But, thank you for the suggestion nonetheless. If you correct the suggestion and post it in the comments of this video, I'll be sure to get to it in the next one. Anyways, the next suggestion is from OshiJack, and, Crazy Gaming, you have been noticed, but the next suggestion is from OshiJack, and it's LMC X1. I think that's the black hole in the center of Large Magellanic Cloud. I could be wrong. No, it is a star. It's a... Wait, isn't the other... It might be... Hey, I was gonna say, isn't it a star that orbits... Wolf-Ride star? R48. No? This star sounds very familiar, though. It's one of the few stars we do know about in the cloud. Oh wait, the black hole. This seemed way too familiar. I know what this is. I'm gonna have to look it up now. So the thing is, I totally was told about this before. In fact, I might have visited it in a previous video, that's why it's seeming so familiar. What's significant about this? Huh. It's apparently a black hole that is roughly 5 times the mass of the sun. Let's see, the mass 7 on here. Should be enough to even cause a neutron star to implode. Very energetic, releases a lot of gas from the star next to it. Falls into the black hole, making it very, very bright, I guess. And that is probably why we detected it in the Large Magellanic Cloud, according to this NASA article. And this is in the very, very bright nebula that also houses, I do believe this is R136A1. Pretty cool. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next suggestion, which is from Derp Sauce Gaming. Sorry if I was talking away from my microphone, that was mainly because, well, I was reading while talking. Alright, so we have a temperate terror with life, also in the Large Magellanic Cloud, conveniently enough. It's casting a huge shadow across its rings, and it's a moon. And it's moon of a planet, or the moon of a planet is Earthlike. The 6th planet is like Mars. It's near a bright star called WHG64. I think I know what that one is. That's another very bright star that we know about in the Large Magellanic Cloud. Forget what that one is. I think that one is WHG64. Isn't that one like a red giant? Be wrong about that. Nope, I am correct. It is a red supergiant. Probably a big supernova candidate, for sure. Probably already exploded considering how far the Large Magellanic Cloud is. Well, let's go back to that planet real quick. This planet is about the brightness of the moon, as viewed from the... Are we still talking about this planet? Or are we talking about a different planet? Wait, this planet's Earth-like. Okay, so it has an ESI of 96%, very Earth-like. And this one is about the brightness of the moon when viewed from this planet. Give me just a moment here. I assume that differs per what time of the year it is, but let's go back to this one. We got some land right here we could just touch down on. Moon. But we're looking at this planet, which is over here. Definitely visible in the sky. And I imagine if you just had a telescope, you'd be able to very, very sharply and visibly see that. Hell, even maybe just some binoculars or something. That's pretty cool. Anyways, I think this is the last suggestion for the video. I decided not to go with the previous format that I did on my previous video. I might still do that for like future videos, depending on if it's more convenient for me or not. But that last one was such a pain to edit. But you know, I'd have to try different formats and stuff and see which one I like. Kind of, you know, just evolutionize the series a little bit, test new things, you know. And yeah, that just really turned into an editing nightmare. But it was kind of cool doing like each like suggestion as like their own separate clip and then just compiling it all into one video. But yeah, this one went fairly quick. I think we are at about 54 minutes, and I did get around into a little bit more detail of visiting the planets than the last video, for example. And yeah, basically, I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I do hope to make a lot more of these videos now that I have my brand new computer, which is much faster and much nicer to work on. Anyways, if you guys liked the video, please subscribe, and until next time, I will see you in the next video.